All right, guys. Today I want to talk about international internships. It's been coming for a pretty long time, and a lot of you guys have been asking me about it, because I did mention it some of my earlier videos. So I thought I just might as well get on with it. One second, just let me check. All right. Okay. Um, so about international internships, I want to let you know that previous last year I was in my third year. So I was kind of a sophomore, no, junior, yeah, junior, and I was kind of looking for international internships. From research internships to anywhere around industry based internships. Now a lot of times that is very very difficult because you don't know where to start. So I kind of started mailing professors. I started looking on Google. I started looking on these websites, EduInfo, and all of these to just get me some names. I wanted some names so that I could just go on their website and collect data about these internships. Now, while some of this might feel familiar to you, I've actually done intensive research on this, and I've actually gathered about 40, very good internships. Some of these are national, but most of these, 80% of these are international internships. You'll also find one or two international hackathons that provide full funding, to and fro. So you can apply to those as well. So basically, this is all for your benefit. You will be able to make sure that you have something to show on your resume. And yeah, these are actually very, very credible. If you can get into one of these, you can get into the top 10 universities in the US just on the basis of these. You might even get a letter of recommendations from the people you might work with over there. And well, it just makes it a whole lot easier because you're going to have to write a statement of purpose over here. You're going to have to get put in letter of recommendations in there, in these internships. And well, it's going to be really really awesome if you can basically get through this process. It'll be like kind of a preparation for the whole master's process. You might even be a master's student, and you might even be looking for research based opportunities. So stay tuned, and this will help you out for sure. All right. Now, let's look at it from, this document's perspective. First of all, I put it on Google Drive just because I wanted to make sure that everyone can have access to it and it's not just a local document. I want you to collaboratively work on this document and update this. This document has been made according to 2017, basically. So, according to last year, basically. So, everything is just outdated over here. You're gonna have to build on top of it. But what you get over here is a list of names, and these are very prestigious internships. You might not know about these. I kind of got to know about some of these from professors, some of these from the websites, some of these from Google. All this stuff. I just collaborated. I just amalgamated all of that into one, document. And this is what I'm going to give out in this video. All right. So first of all, let me just tell you how to use this document, and then I'll tell you how you guys can contribute and how you guys can make sure that you get the best benefit out of it. All right. So these are basically the internships. This is an Indian internship. This is national, but most of these, all of these are international. Some of these might be national, but again, these are very good internships. All right. Apart from that, most of these are international internships, and I don't think you're going to be able to find a lot more names apart from these. All right. There may be new internships starting this year that are different from previous years, but most of the times, as I've seen, is these internships, like, they happen every year. So whatever happened last year, it's going to happen this year as well. It's just important that you schedule your time and you schedule your, make sure you build up your schedule, because there's just too many deadlines and there's just a lot of work to be done. You might even have to like get a few LORs and write down 20 to 30 statement of purposes, depending on how many internships you choose to apply over here. But that's all a part of the process, and I think it should really help you out if you actually pursue it all the way. Okay, so all right. First of all, here we have the names of the internships. There are about 40 names in there, and you can really check out which one of these internships is happening this year as well. I mean, 99% of these should happen again this year. If you find new ones, you can add them to it. I'm going to tell you how you can do that. Okay, this is the deadline. Basically, this is again according to last year. You want to make sure that you update this and make sure that this has like the latest ones and the correct ones. Maybe just delete these. Maybe in fact I would delete these, but I don't want to delete these right now. Maybe you want to make sure that you check around these dates check their website around these dates. So I'm not going to delete this. Maybe this can help you out. You can just go on and update these dates. It doesn't have to be 18th of September this time. Maybe it can be the 2nd of September. But again, it's something that you have to research. You have to go out and check for yourself. All right. Okay, so this is about the deadline, and basically what you can do is you can build up your schedule, accordingly how many internships you have applied and how many internships you have to apply, right? And the last date is already stated over here, so keep updating this. Portal opening date, again, this might help you out. Some people just want to throw in applications as early as possible, so this is for those kind of people. You can fill this section as soon as you get the dates. Sometimes they mention the dates, sometimes they don't. They just start the portal and you'll have the deadline. So most of the times that's why it's not noted over here. Essentials, you can basically write down your registration number. Sometimes you just register and they give out a registration number that this is your so and so code. If you want to log in, you want to use this code. So you can probably note these down somewhere. Apart from this, I guess this document isn't for that, because I'm really making you collaborate over here. Okay, link to the portal again. Sometimes you have to go out and check the minor details about the program. There's a lot of things that you want to check out sometimes, and well, you have to visit the portal repeatedly. So it's best if you can store them somewhere, and I think this is the place for it. Pending, you can basically write down what is pending. Like if they ask you for three letter of recommendations and you already have two, so basically this is just to track it down. Again, this is kind of a singular process for like the this column is for singular process. Like if you're just doing it for yourself, but in collaboration, I think you should just maintain your own notepad. Again, payment and all those remuneration, all that good stuff. You can write these down. Sometimes they pay the whole thing, flight tickets to and fro, and they'll pay you even much better than you get paid in Indian internships. But sometimes they just won't cover all of it. But sometimes it's still worth going into these internships, and most of these are of that kind. Most of these would give you your money back. Most of these would make sure that you have all facilities, your food, your clothing, your well, your clothing. I mean, your laundry and everything. Basically, they try to make sure that you get on campus. On campus accommodation. But if you don't, they still help you out. They still give you money, and they basically do all sorts of stuff to help you out. So these internships are really helpful. Again, like I said, these would help you for the process when you're going for your masters or your PhDs, because you're going to have to go through a similar process. And this kind of prepares you for it if you've never really gone through it. All right. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm gonna share it, and I'm not just gonna share it. I'm gonna be like a real philanthropist over here. I'm gonna hope that you guys don't violate this, but this is the link. I'm gonna copy this, and I'm actually gonna like paste it in the video description later on. But just so you know that this is like a collaborative assignment. Consider it like that. I tried to do all of this by myself last year, and I was very bad at it because sometimes I was just missing the deadlines overall completely. Now most of these internships should be applicable to you, but sometimes different people have different perspectives. Someone might not like number 18, and someone might really like it, because it really depends on your college as well. When they give you the holidays, and when you basically have your vacations, and when you can really spare out some time. Sometimes colleges won't even allow you to go for these, so you have to keep all of that in mind. But again, this can really add to your resume. This can really add to your profile if you're choosing to go out there. And if you're someone who is very research oriented, this is kind of like a mandatory thing, right? And this is kind of like a document. I could probably sell this, but I'm giving it out for free because I hope that you can actually collaborate on this. All right, make it a collective effort. Like, all of you don't have to update everything. Make sure that you correct everything. Sometimes someone might feed in the wrong information, so make sure that it's your job to correct everything. Keep this document updated. You don't have to do all of it. That's why it's kind of a collaborative assignment. You can probably write, make a column over here just stating what is pending, or maybe just use this column, and you can use it like a boolean value, 0 or 1. So if it is 1, it means that the information has been updated by some student, and you can just check it if you want, verify it, but most of the time it's going to be correct, right? So try to make this a collaborative effort. I hope you can do that. This is just from my side. This is just an idea. I'm hoping you can, kind of build on it. These internships will happen this year. You're gonna have to update all of the deadlines, all of these links, and everything. So be ready for that. Now, you as a single person who is watching this video does not have to do this, but you know if you download this document and do it all by yourself, it's going to be very time taking because there are over 40 internships and you're going to have to research every week. Sometimes they don't just write it down on their website, they might have not updated it for this year. So you're going to have to visit these websites every week or so. So make sure that, it's a collaborative effort, and if you can't do it, someone else is basically feeding in the dates whenever they get the time or something like that, right? Yeah, and I think that should help you out. International internships are really great if you can get into them. Even if you don't belong to a tier one college, try to apply to these. Make your application as convincing as you can. Include as many details as you can. Right? Okay, so I'm gonna like quit this video with this message, and I'm hoping that if I'm missing some of these internships, you can just write these down again after the number 44 or whatever. You can keep writing those down and keep noting. I'm hoping that this document won't be violated. That's why I'm giving like free access to everyone. Everyone can edit it. Everyone can save it, basically. Right? So thanks. And if this video helped you out, please give me a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I'm going to be making a lot of similar videos. Okay. Thanks.